Surprise!
That was really fun. My name is Lisa.
And my name is Kevin Castro.
And we're
Welcome
here
to the piano bench.
And we're just awkward. And we're just gonna lean into that. You know, we do all this planning and we do all this this is how it's gonna go.
And then before we know it, it's time to go live and we see ourselves on the screen and we are live. So everything you get here is not edited, it is raw, uncut,
This is
real
us.
people, real teachers, real music lessons. Lisa, how did your Zoom class go with the Lifetime members? I just want to know.
A little special Lifetime perk where we just hung out with the Lifetime members for a little bit this morning. And you know, when I hang out with you guys, I think I cry every time. There were tears in my eyes because you guys just are so nice to me.
Yeah, it's so nice. And I even tuned in, but I was just on the chat, but even seeing the faces attached to the usernames was just so special. It's there's Doug or there's Jim, there's so many people.
To put faces to names. So I'm hoping that we'll plan more Zoom events in the future because it's just a really, really, really cool thing. It's just really, really cool.
Yes,
Just like us.
Just like us.
Just like us. Kevin, how was your weekend? How many gigs did you do?
Did some gigs this weekend. The thing is, the gigs, they just never end, but it's a good thing. I'm very blessed. I will never complain about the number of gigs I have because there was a time when I would go, to every restaurant with my business cards and say, please hire me. I will play piano for you for a meal and give me $20. And I got my first gig actually at a piano bar and I played there and they asked me, hey, Kevin, can you play 3 hours worth of music?
Oh, geez.
And I said, not a chance. But I said to them, yes.
100%.
To myself, I said, not a chance.
No.
But to them, I just said yes. And I went in and I got to almost the whole gig without having to repeat a song. And at the end, I had to repeat The Piano Man.
I was just going to say, did you have to play the Piano
Tiny
Man?
Dance. Oh, you have to. I mean, that's a staple. Yeah, another staple.
What piano bar was it?
It was called Julian's Piano Bar in Edmonton, Alberta.
Oh, in Edmonton. In Edmonton.
And it's very cold in Edmonton, for those who don't know. That is why I picked up my bags and I came to Vancouver, which is, it is rainy here. We call it Raincouver for a lot of you who aren't from here.
Not the
but
best.
It is not snowing for, 8 months out of the year, so.
Truth.
Trade-off. Well, today we have a very special episode, a special guest with us today. Ben Dunnell is with us, and you may recognize him because he's been on the bench before. There was one week when Lisa was in Maui.
I was in Maui.
You were in Maui.
I was not here.
And so we invited Ben on. It was the greatest piano intros of all time. And then we ended up having a piano duel towards the end of the bench, and it was really, really fun. And so today we have him back to teach us how to play ragtime piano. Now, ragtime, if you don't know, is one of the hardest genres or stylistic kind of piano playing techniques that you can do because it implements this left-hand stride pattern. And we're going to learn how to do that, and we're going to break it down, make it really easy for you guys so everyone can walk away with something. But we do have a little sneak peek of who is Ben, what is this guy about, and we have a little video of him playing the entertainer the only way that Ben knows how. So let's check it out.
I'm puzzled.
I know, crazy, right?
I am puzzled.
And do you see he was playing like this, two hands?
Yeah, but it all sounded really good.
And it sounded so good.
How?
So actually, the last time we were on the piano bench when Ben was here, that was our first time meeting. And after that, so we stayed connected, we became friends, and we actually did a video together where we got locked in a piano store for 50 hours.
50?
50 hours, and it was a long time. And
still friends?
And you know what? I think we came out better friends because of it.
Bonded.
It was going to go one way or another. Either he was never coming on the piano bench again, or we were going to become lifelong friends. So we invited him back again. But we have a little clip that we can finally show from our experience of being locked in a piano store for 50 hours. Let's check it out.
We're about to spend the next 50 hours locked inside this piano store.
All right, we're locking it in. Okay.
Let me stuck here.
I've started carving a hole behind the poster, so I like leaning.
I'm worried I might have to use the bathroom.
All I'm thinking about is that I really should have eaten before coming in.
Please don't touch the piano. Challenge accepted. We're gonna be touching a lot of pianos.
A lot of these pianos are worth over $300,000, so do not damage the pianos. Oh shit. Huh? Our first challenge is jumping pianos. All contestants will have to play this jingle as fast as they can on their current piano. When they finish, they have to move on to the next piano. Your goal is to go faster than the person in front of you and then eventually tag them to get them out. Players in position, ready, set, go!
Oh, attack.
This is a cardio workout. So Ben won that challenge. It was chaos trying to play that cell phone opening theme, and we had a circuit, and I didn't know what piano to go to next, and it was just chaos. Pure chaos for a second there. So,
that is literal chaos.
yeah, well, we're very excited. We're gonna have Ben on the show, the winner of that piano challenge.
The winner, he won that
He
one.
won that piano challenge. He tagged us, and he won. And as his prize, because it was really late, he got to choose between either having 2 Red Bulls or 2 of those Starbucks like iced coffees.
Ooh, I would have picked the iced coffees. What did he pick?
He picked the iced coffees, and he got to share it with someone, but he did not pick me. And so we became enemies for like a mid moment in time in the video, but then we made up
It
by
was
the
okay.
end. It was fine by the
Also,
end.
just so everybody knows, it's not just like Ben gonna be playing crazy stuff. He will, 100%. But we also have like, for the Pianote members, you'll be able to access this. We got exercises.
Oh yeah, the
and
Bare
we're gonna teach you how to do it.
Necessities and Ragtime. And if you want to download it and follow along, we do have the download resource just by clicking that red arrow underneath the video if you are on the Pianote members site.
Well, since we got to get Ben to the piano and all ready to go,
Yes.
we're going to show you
Our new
one more
release
thing
from
to
today.
look forward to.
Yeah.
I think I taught this lesson.
You did teach this lesson. The ultimate.
It's like a workout.
It is called the Ultimate Beginner Practice Routine.
This is hilarious. We were filming and I was like, I have an idea for a lesson. So normally when we film lessons, we like really plan them. But sometimes I'm like, I have an idea, inspiration. And so we did what we call free filming. So I just taught this randomly off the cuff at the end of a planned shoot. And then we forgot about it. And then we found it. We're like, oh, this is a great lesson.
Yeah.
So we're releasing it. It's for those of you, I mean, if you're a Pianote member, you probably are like, I got this. But if you want to just like refresh your skills, have something to practice along with, it's gonna be so good for you, or if you're brand new. And for our YouTube audience, we're releasing that for you on Friday, I think.
Yes,
Oh,
that's-
we're gonna show it to you a little bit. Let's do that. If you are a brand new piano player, this video is for you because I'm going to be practicing right along with you. I'm gonna guide you through some really, really important basic skills at the piano so that you can begin to play the songs you love. So don't worry, this entire video, I will be going slowly. I will be counting you in. I will be telling you exactly what notes to play, and we'll be working together. So let's get started. All right, the first thing we're gonna do is get some confidence moving around the keyboard. So we're gonna take our right hands, we're gonna use our peace fingers, like this is finger 2, and this is finger 3. And we're gonna be playing the groups of 2 black keys. So if you look at your keyboard, you're gonna see there's a group of 3, and a group of 2, and a group of 3, and a group of 2. Find the group of 2 nearest to the middle of your piano. You're gonna play it like this, and then you're gonna play with your thumb the note just below it. So you're gonna do this. 1, 2, 3, 4. We'll do it again. 1, 2, 3, 4. And we're gonna do it once more on the group of 2 above that. So there's the 3, there's the 2. 1, 2, 3, 4. Again. Now, aside from sounding kind of weird, this is actually doing something because the note that falls at the base of this group of 2 is a C. And C is a really important note when you're beginning to learn the piano. So let's try this with our left hands now. So this time I want you to use your 4 and your 3 fingers. So forget the pinky finger. You can use your ring finger and your middle finger. And we're going to play this in the same one we did with our right hand in the middle of your piano. Here's your group of 2. And this one's going to be more tricky. You're going to scooch down to your 5 finger on C. So this one's going to feel weird and your hands might be like, ow, what's going on? Don't worry, this isn't about anything other than getting you comfortable locating and playing C. So even if you skip this playing the group of 2 black key and just do this, you're good. So let's do that one lower. Find the group of 2, play with your 4 and 3 fingers, and rock down to your 5. Let's do it again. 2 more times. Now when you look at a piano, it's going to be much easier to find those groups of 2 and find where C is. Now we've got that sorted out. We're going to go back to our right hands and we're going to play C. And now you'll just go, oh, there's a group of 2. Boom, there's C. So you're going to get your 1 finger or your thumb on C. And then we're going to play the note 1 step up from C. This is called D. Then we're going to play the note 1 step up from D, which is E. We're going to go up again. We're going to play F. And then we're going to play G.
Well, there it is. There is our ultimate beginner's routine. All right, practice warm-up. Next up, we have Ben in the house now. Ben, check it out. Listen to him tickle those ivories.
I don't even know what to do with this. I'm very, very, very glad you're here. Very perplexed by how that all, like, okay, friends, I'm just sitting here and the only way I can describe what's happening is like Ben's hands are just, like, how are you doing it? What is your secret?
We're gonna find out today.
Were you bitten by a spider as a child?
Many, yes.
Now I know. Now I know the secret. Ben, welcome here.
Thank you so much for having me. This is incredible.
This is really, really cool. Our community absolutely loves ragtime. Like, it's a phenomenon. I'm curious, before we get into the teaching, why the genre for you? You seem to be able to ragtimeify anything.
I think it just was one style that I was drawn to as I was sort of learning jazz, and I loved the idea of sort of accompanying yourself as a piano player.
Okay.
You know, a lot of the time in jazz, when you're transcribing things, like the left hand will have these sort of comping things, which is great. But the idea of being able to step up to a piano and just, it's like having sort of a full band at your fingertips. So I was very drawn to that.
What was your start? Like, was this a journey that began early in your life?
Yeah, well, not too early. I started playing piano when I was 8 years old.
Okay.
And sort of like learning pop songs, you know, singing like Hey Soul Sister, things like that.
Oh, yeah, that's a good one.
And what happened was when I was 12 years old, I first fell in love with the music of Ray Charles.
Oh, that makes sense.
Yes.
That's some good stuff.
So I saw the movie Ray.
Yeah.
And I was like, wow, this is really cool. I want to learn this stuff. And it wasn't until I was 15, I was already working as a piano player, like in a piano bar actually. And I remember I had to stay home from school for like 2 weeks, just wasn't feeling that great. And I came across these piano players who played in Disneyland, these ragtime players.
Oh, yes.
And this is very much how it happened. I spent those 2 weeks starting to absorb that style with the ragtime and the stride. And it just all sort of came together. It felt pretty natural to have my left hand jumping around, and yeah, just from there, just sort of developing it and trying to find my own sound in the style. And yeah, it's been great.
Okay, well, today we really, really, really want to learn from you. So, can you teach us basic?
Yes.
Basic, because I want to be able to do this. How to get started. Give us some basics.
Absolutely. So we're going to be looking at the Bare Necessities today.
Best song ever.
Best song ever.
Ever.
And we're going to break it down. I have a pretty simple version I'm going to show you, but as I'm teaching it, and going through some of the techniques. I'll also talk about, you know, how we can get from, say, a starting point, like and, you know, start building it into like and how that sort of all fits together, you know? Some of the ideas.
Okay.
So the first thing we're gonna do is we're gonna look at the left hand, okay? Because the trademark of ragtime and stride styles really comes from the left hand. And what we're doing in the simplest way and how we'll be playing this is we're starting by just taking a chord. Like, let's take a C major chord. It's the first one anyway, so. Right, we're all familiar. C, E, G. And what we're gonna do is we're going to play the C by itself, the root note, and then we're gonna play the chord, the remainder of the chord, like that. And then this is where the sound really comes from. From here, we're gonna go down to the fifth of the chord. In this case, it'd be G. And we're going to play that E and G again. So basically all you're doing is you're taking a chord and you're interweaving a root note and a fifth. So it's like that kind of thing.
So this is like a beautiful excuse to not play your triads with your 5-3-1 fingers.
Yes.
So friends, if you've been waiting for this moment, 3, 2, 1.
Yes,
that's it.
yes.
3, 2, 1.
So I'm going 3, 2, 1, and then I use my pinky.
Love it.
So it's 5, 2, 1.
Yes.
Yes. And the best part about this is that you can basically take this shape with all of your root-based triads and do the same thing. See that? So I have an F, G.
Well, that's kind of fun. Hold on.
Yes, please.
Okay, so I'm gonna do D.
Yes.
So D would be D, F sharp, A, but then I'm gonna go 3, 2, 1.
Yes.
Because that frees me up.
Yes.
Grab that. Okay,
Look
friends.
at that.
I can do it. I'm basically playing ragtime. I'm a star now.
There you go.
Yes!
So,
Yes!
that's it.
That's it. We can all go home. Lesson's over. Bye. Just joking.
So for this song that we're looking at, the Bare Necessities, we're going to be looking at 3 chords. We're going to be looking at a C.
Okay.
We're going to look at an F. Now I'm going down when I play the F just to kind of keep my hand out of the way. With ragtime, I would recommend that you keep your left hand sort of from this C down.
Okay.
Just so you have a lot of room and we can utilize as much of the piano as we want. So we're going to be looking at a C. Same pattern, F, and G. So those are our 3 chords we're gonna be using for the song.
Okay. I feel like really excited because I know that I can do that.
Yes.
So everybody else, you can do it too. So we've already solved the left hand.
Yes, so that's the left hand that we're gonna be starting with. Yes. Maybe later I'll show some variations, but
Okay.
for now, that's all I want you to do.
Okay.
So let's look at this right hand melody, okay? We're gonna start on a G, and I'm using my thumb, and we're going to play a G, an A, and a C.
Doable.
Look for the...
Bare necessities. I will be good. I won't do that. I'll focus.
No worries. So, we're gonna go up to an E, then a D, ba 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 bum. So we have this so far.
That seems. We can do this.
Pretty straightforward.
Yeah, it does.
And then we're gonna use our 4th finger and do the same sort of rhythmic pattern on the D.
Dun, 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 dun.
And then from here, C, G, C, E, okay? And from here, we're gonna stretch our pinky to the A and just walk down to the D.
And if you're a Pianote member, you have the sheet music you can follow along with.
Yes.
Yes.
So let's look at that one more time from there. So far, so good?
I love it.
Okay, let's keep going. We're almost through the right hand.
Okay.
The second portion starts on a high G. We have that. And then we're going to hold an A. Okay, we'll do it one more time. And then the same thing on a D again. We just did this. Notice that I
Crossed over
there.
Really important to be able to do that.
Yes, so I have room for my thumb to play this G. And then we're stretching.
And that's the melody. That's the melody.
Yes. So definitely practice with the hands separate. Okay. Now comes the fun part. We're gonna put it together. So let's just hear what this sounds like.
I really want to hear.
Yeah, there's one part I do want to talk about. This is really important as you progress in ragtime, is the idea of having your right hand be able to play in between the left hand hits, which we do in this, right? So in this section here.
It's just before,
It's just before. Yes, so that might be a bar that you want to practice a little bit. And I like to think of it as together, together, and then separate. So together, together, separate, separate. Together, together, separate, separate. Like that, right?
Yes.
So that's probably a bar that I would have, spend a little bit of time on. And I have some exercises too that are also going to help make sense of all of this.
Pianote students, there's a billion reasons why this is good to practice. Hand independence, hand coordination, keyboard confidence, all of it. So what do you got for exercises?
So the first exercise I'm going to show you is, I kind of showed it. It's the left hand pattern,
Yeah.
But we're going to talk about it anyway. So the first step is just practicing, again, going through changes with this 1-5 pattern, right? But because it's an exercise, we might want to make it a little bit more difficult.
What?
Yes.
What?
Yes.
How?
So, once you get really comfortable doing a 3-note chord, what do you think comes next?
More notes.
Yes, we're gonna do a 4-note chord, right?
Okay.
So, you actually showed it beautifully when you did the D major, you did this, right?
Oh, I did, yes.
Yeah, so I'm gonna do this with the C major.
Okay.
So, now all that we're doing is, instead of playing 2 notes when we play the chord, we're gonna play 3.
That sounds actually way more full,
Yes.
but it's definitely more of a journey for the hand.
It's gonna be a little bit more difficult. So what I recommend doing is first getting really comfortable with this shape, okay? And one thing that you'll notice is you're gonna have to use your pinky a lot more.
How do you keep it from getting really sore?
I would say the main thing is just keeping a light touch.
Okay.
You don't have to.
Right.
And it'll also be easier to be accurate if you keep the light touch.
Okay.
So one thing you can do with that too is just practice your going between the 1 and 5 with your pinky.
Just targeting them.
Yes.
That's smart.
And then add the chord.
This?
Yes.
Oh, that's a big. For this one, I'm almost targeting with my 2-finger to get that shape, which is interesting.
Yeah, and if you can't reach an octave, with this shape, if your thumb can't reach that shape, there's no worries at all. I can actually show you a little variation that's kind of fun, and you can use the A. Gives it a nice sound too.
It sounds more retro.
Yeah. Now we're throwing the jazz chords in there.
Oh my goodness, the levels.
Yes.
The levels of jazziness.
So we're gonna, with the left hand, we'll stop there for now, and we'll look at the right hand exercise now.
Okay.
This is really fun. I'm excited to show you this.
Is this how I'm gonna get my hands to float? Like yours?
Yes. So this is called a rag roll. Okay?
A rag roll.
A rag roll. And it's gonna be one of the trademark sounds of ragtime. Okay? So let's learn the rhythm. The rhythm sounds like this. Ba ba da doo da. So it's 1, 2, and 3, and. Yes. And you can play this with all sorts of different inversions. I like to go for the first inversion. So I have the root note on the top. Yes.
Okay.
So the exercise is gonna be right hand only for now, and we're gonna do the exact same thing going from the C chord, the F chord, and the G chord. It's like a 12-bar blues kind of.
Oh, yes. Mm-hmm.
And then G, F, and C. Now check this out.
It sounds real.
It sounds real. So once you get the
like
right
real
hand and
ragtime, friends.
right hand and the left hand separately, practice putting that together.
I love
that's
it
the
with the
exercise.
crunchy bit you're doing on the top of the left hand.
This?
Yeah, can you just explain that one more time so people understand how to make that?
Yes, absolutely. So for this chord, it's called a C6, right?
I call it the choo-choo train chord because it makes me think of trains.
Ah, very good.
Is that weird or what?
Whatever.
Thank you. Great,
I was
that's
gonna
the
say.
correct
I was
answer.
gonna say, whatever floats your boat, but it's a train.
Whatever, yeah, I don't know.
So whatever trains your brain, maybe.
Yes,
So
that's even better. Whatever trains your brain.
all we're doing
Okay.
is we have our root bass triad here,
Yes.
1, 3, 5, and all we're doing is we're adding a whole step above the G,
The
right?
5.
Or
Oh,
above the 5.
That's
yeah.
the 6. That makes sense.
So in this case, it's an A. If we were on an F, here's our 5, and
Yeah.
we're just gonna add a whole step up, like that. You don't have to use your thumb to play
Yeah.
both. You can do that. And here's the G.
It sounds so pretty.
Yeah. If you can incorporate some jazzy sounds into your ragtime too, it's gonna take it even a step further.
What did you just do there? That was different.
That was different.
What did you do, Ben?
So the point is that, and it's kind of something I wanted to go into anyway, is once
Okay.
we get really comfortable with this sort of thing, right? You can experiment with all kinds of chords. If you want to use a minor chord, like A minor, might be a fun, familiar one, you know, you can still get the same sound. It sounds like Rushy.
That tutorial is coming soon. Just joking.
Oh,
No,
wow.
unless you're teaching it.
Sorry, spoilers. Well, maybe.
I'm not gonna learn it.
So yeah, I think that the main thing to take away from this is that once you establish that 1 chord, 5 chord left hand, you can use it for so many things. You can use it for even in pop songs if you want to take something and make it ragtime. You know, all you have to do is know the chords and know the pattern.
How about this one? As It Was.
As It Was, a modern classic. So, it's the same thing. Let's say I know the chords, which would be B minor, right? I'll play it in C so everybody can, so the
Follow
chords are a little
easier.
easier. So it's, let's say the chord's D minor, so holding me back, gravity's holding.
Holding me back.
Yep.
I want you to hold out the palm of your hand. Now why don't we leave it at that?
Right, so let's add that left-hand pattern we just learned. that's already starting to sound more jazzy. And some of the other tricks you could do, as an example, would be maybe you play the melody with chords. Passing tones. So you can see how the sound just sort of makes everything fun and jazzy.
All right, for our core audience, who all have to learn this song.
As a what? Oh, yeah.
Not this one. Let It Be.
Let It Be.
You have to make Let It Be ragtime, otherwise they wouldn't forgive me.
Okay, sure.
Just real quick, because they all know it. They all know it.
Oh, well, there we go. So, again, we know the chords.
They said Let It Be ragtime.
Oh, well, there we go. Let's add a jazzy little flourish to get us in the mood.
Kate.
So good. So good. I had to
Kevin's
pipe
just
in.
dying over here.
I'm literally sitting on my hands. I don't know if you can see, but I am literally sitting on my hands just because I want to get up and play with Ben so bad
Oh my
and just.
gosh.
But I want you to learn. I want everyone to learn. Sorry, please continue. I just had to say how great that was.
Okay, before we keep going though, like I just don't understand how you're so comfortable with the piano.
Well, I spent a lot of time sitting here, and sitting is definitely more comfortable than standing for me. Honestly, I think spending a lot of time, working in like piano bars and stuff, very much like Kevin, where, I think from the age of 14 to 24. So imagine just having 10 years of, sitting at a piano for, 3 to 4 hours a night, 3 days a week, improvising, right?
Right.
There's a certain kind of familiarity, I think, that starts to come. But, that doesn't mean that people need to necessarily be in that environment to get really comfortable at the piano. I think the main thing is just spending a lot of time with it, getting to know her.
Getting to know her, just time together. And that, friends, is why we have such a push towards improvising in like a lot of the core offerings we do in piano. Because there's something that you can't really pinpoint that does happen when you're just free playing that you can't really explain, but it does create a great familiarity.
Yes, and on that topic too, I did want to mention a great way to sort of get comfortable with your right hand playing outside and over the left hand pattern would be to, let's just take that left hand pattern that we've come to know and love, just this. And honestly, one thing you could do is have a conversation while you're playing it, just sort of to kind of train that part of the mind. But one thing I like to do is I like to take a scale, C major scale, we're familiar. So let's say I wanted to play the C major scale over this. So right now I'm just playing all on the beat, right? Then I can double it.
I'm basically swooning now. Oh, wait, what? Mood wrecked. How'd you...
I'm sorry?
That counting was just like, hurt my brain for a
I don't know
moment.
what I'm saying.
Okay, I'm fine now.
So I'm just trying stuff. You can double notes. And the best part is, if you really want to do something fun and challenging, try playing a different time signature over this. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3.
This is hurting me.
All these little things that just... What you want to sort of do is you want to disassociate your mind from thinking too much about what your hands are doing. I think that's a
I'm learning so much.
big... Yes.
Okay, I love that scale activity that you did with the right hand and with the left hand going. I think that all of our piano students have done something similar to that, but just not with the really cool left hand part.
Yes.
So Pianote, I want to see you trying this. I want to see your videos in the forums.
That would be
because,
amazing. Sometimes you don't even have to do a scale. One thing I would give to students if they're having trouble improvising is I would say, because it's intimidating sometimes to have all these notes.
So many.
So you can take 3 notes, just a little handful, and just see what you can come up with those. Don't think too much. And just get comfortable with that little handful and trying different rhythms and stuff. And then you add one more note and another note, and eventually it doesn't seem,
So
quite
overwhelming.
daunting or anything.
Oh my gosh. Our community loves you.
Oh,
They're
that's very
already
sweet.
asking for a course.
Oh, that's very sweet.
I've just seen a comparison to like effortless mastery here. If you follow Kenny Werner, do you know who Kenny Werner is?
No.
A jazz musician. He wrote a book about just this sort of like
Oh,
flow
okay.
state. You
Yes.
really like it. And that's what's happening there. So we're going to take a couple of questions from our
Yes.
members.
Well, right before we go into our questions, we do have something to announce.
Oh, is it what I think it is?
It is. Hey, Ben.
Oh yeah, Ben.
Can you give me an F major 7 with a G and just a nice trill? Our student of the week chord. And
Something
yeah,
epic.
exactly. Or can you make this chord ragtime? Is that even possible? Can you ragtime a G7 sus of sorts? And then our student of the week for this week is Feroz! With a special shout out to Cassie for the Waltz in A minor by Chopin. So we're gonna show a little bit of our student of the week. Let's run the clip.
Such a beautiful piece. That was beautifully played. Wow. Well done. Ben was just commenting that's kind of ragtime vibes right there.
Yes. It's the jumping left hand.
Jump in left hand. Okay, friends, I'm gonna ask a few questions. I'm gonna focus on questions that pertain to ragtime and Ben first, and then we'll circle back. So Pianissimo is asking, what speed should Bare Necessities be played at? Ragtime sounds staccato. Why are there no staccato markings?
Very good question. As for speed, I know Scott Joplin, who is sort of one of the founding fathers of ragtime, mentions that ragtime should be played at a slow walking pace.
Okay.
Now, I love the sound of like up-tempo ragtime because to me it sort of sounds like something that would be played during like a old saloon
Yes.
thing or like I think that it would be like anything, it's always good to practice slow first. But I do think that there is merit and value and, enjoyment in speeding it up and just seeing sort of
What's possible?
what's possible. As for staccato markings, I think with regards to any, style that has its roots in jazz, it's open to interpretation. And so playing it, staccato is definitely something that you can do if it's what your ears want. And in the same way, if you feel you want more of a laid back sort of legato sound, I think it's all fine because it's all about improvising and how you feel in that, flow state.
I love it. All right, Doug A is asking, how do you see the relationship between ragtime and boogie woogie if you do see one?
Oh, that's a good question. Well, I think that the main thing that I see that is similar is that both styles rely on the left hand sort of filling in a lot of the sound. So like ragtime, boogie woogie has a very prominent left hand sound, right? So if I wanted to play something in boogie woogie, I would have like a left hand bass line, right? So when I play it together, it fills it in as well, right? But ragtime has this sort of like sway back and forth, hot potato kind of
It's way
sound
more
to
chill.
it.
It's more just like,
It is chill, yeah, unless you're playing
kinda stressful.
playing quick. But
yeah.
I mean, I think boogie woogie as well as ragtime is a fantastic style to look at. But maybe that's for another video.
Well, most certainly it is. Most certainly. Okay, friends, you've got some good questions in here. Just, Ryan to the future, I tagged Cassie in on your question about mordants. She's going to likely address that at Technique Tuesday. She'll have a clearer picture of what that looks like than I will. The Mark W, the Gymnopedie lesson is in our songs library. So if you're in the members area, just click on song tutorials, not songs. So there's a difference and you'll find it. Okay, hold on. Okay, those are the questions about ragtime that I'm seeing in here so far. So there's a couple more things that we want to go over before we don't have Ben here with us anymore for the day. So I think I should move. And Kevin should come sit somewhere here, and that you guys should play some stuff.
That would be amazing.
So chatters, if you have song requests, specifically of the Disney varietal, please throw them up. I might shout some out. Kevin and I are gonna play musical chairs, literally.
All right.
I'm over the couch,
Help.
and this is how we do this. Woo!
Okay, Ben, I'm gonna come slide in next.
Oh
to
my
you.
gosh, this is so
do.
exciting.
What?
Guys, I feel, whoa. Kevin, I almost spilled your drink,
Ooh,
but I
there's almost
didn't.
nothing in there. It's all right.
Congratulations. I feel like there's so much more I want to learn.
Well, Ben, why don't we start off? Why don't we try playing the Bare Necessities, what you just had?
Yes.
But we'll try and do it with 4 hands.
Wow.
With four hands on the
hands
piano.
and 4 fingers.
Yeah, with
each hand.
8 hands. Yeah. So ragtime is actually a really great style that you can play with another person. I remember my dad when he first we went to Disneyland as a kid, and he just sat down with the pianist there. Ragtime Robert was his name, and they just started playing ragtime because music is a language. They'd never met, but they just sat down, started playing a rag, and it was so great. And they became friends. And I remember being like 9 years old with like Main Street USA, and it was just so cool. And I think that's one of the coolest things about this style is one person can do the left hand rag, and the other person plays the melody and some nice
Yes.
rolls and stuff like that, and it sounds really cool. So you had it in C, I think, right?
Yes.
Everybody wants to be a cat.
Everyone wants to be a cat.
that's a
you know that?
Oh, really? Everybody wants to be a cat.
See what? What's next?
I don't know. I have a request, guys. We still have a couple minutes. Okay, request. Throw songs out. We're gonna ragtime.
Where's more Disney songs you know?
Oh, well, I don't know if this is possible,
Disney
but
before.
obviously, look at this stuff. Isn't it neat? Can you ragtime that?
Ragtime that? How did that? Yeah. Beauty and the Beast.
Beauty and the Beast, we'll go to that.
So-
Taylor's all this
yeah,
time.
What else we got, Lisa?
Lion King.
Lion King.
Circle of Life.
How you want to start it?
Kevin's brain's broken.
How does the song start?
Wait,
I
Circle of
know
Life,
it. How can I be
blah, blah,
blanking?
Circle
On
of
the
Life.
planet.
Oh yeah.
All right.
Yeah, you do it. You do this one.
Wait. Oh, the fine looking
Zippity doo dah.
Zippity doo dah, zippity yay. Yeah.
Yes. Let it go.
Let it go.
What? I don't care not to see the
Whoa.
I don't have.
Let it go. Yeah.
I ran out of words. Okay, friends, you too can play like that if you practice a lot. But we've got a really strong start for you with all the resources that we have from Ben. So if you're a Pianote member, you can get that below the video. If you're not a Pianote member, grab the free 7-day trial that's linked below the YouTube video so you can go and grab that resource. We've got a really cool, I think the New Year's sale is still going on. So if you haven't joined Pianote yet, if you get a yearly membership, we're hooking you up with these super sweet headphones so you can practice your improvising in private. So, I don't want to go. I don't want it to be over.
I mean, we could be doing this all day.
I really could keep doing this all day. I'm just making sure there's nothing. Deb says you are both smiling. It makes us all smile. Did you see Ragtime the musical? Is there a musical? Oh, there's a musical.
Oh yeah, there is.
Yeah.
I haven't seen it.
Okay, so
We can all
that's
go together.
that's a true story. We can all go to that. All right, will you play us out, Ben?
Yes.
Anything you like. Player's choice.
Ooh.
Thanks for hanging out with us, Pianotes. We'll see you another time.
Till next time.